in the environment. When a forest is only one species of trees, it easily gets destroyed. Fire easily, when you hear parts of the world where they say they have forest fires, you are sure that forest is over 99% one species of trees. In agriculture, if you have an economy that is based on one crop, it is too risky. There was a time when we had pyramids of groundnuts, and then one virus, rosette virus, just came and wiped it out. We had cotton, no problem with cotton, till one little bollworm, just one little bug, came and destroyed. We had big plans for cassava, till one mosaic, one disease, cassava mosaic, just came and finished the cassava industry. In some countries like Ireland and northern Scotland and parts of England, in the 18th century, where their major crop was potato, then they had one fungus, potato blight, and it caused what they call the Irish famine. Between 1 million to 1.5 million people starved to death. Why? Because the economy was based on one crop. And so for greater security, food security, in agriculture, they advise for you to have mixed cropping. Don't put your eggs in one basket. If your economy is based on oil alone, it is risky. Diversity gives greater security. But just as we see diversity being useful in agriculture, in forestry, in the environment, we find diversity in the way Allah has created us even as human beings. Allah talks about how He has created us into nations and tribes. But then He says, after He said He created us male and female into shu'uban wa qabail lita'arafu, so that you get to know one another. It is important to recognize from this ayah that whatever tribe, culture you belong to, Allah considers you as having something to learn from another tribe that He created. He is the one that made you in your own tribe. Yes, be proud of your tribe. Be proud of your tribe, but don't look down upon another. Why? Because your tribe is Allah's gift to you. And another tribe is Allah's gift to somebody else. But if you are to progress in life as your tribe, you have things to learn from other tribes. And so when civilizations rose in human history, they were the civilizations that were ready to learn from other civilizations. If you choose you don't want to learn from diversity, and you want to just stay just yourself, some people will go as far as ethnic cleansing just to stay pure. They always decline as a civilization. When we look at diversity in ethnicity, in culture, this is so important that in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ taught us that one of the sources of Sharia rulings, when scholars want to make a ruling in Sharia, the first port of call is to look at the Quran and the Sunnah. But if something cannot be answered from the Quran and the Sunnah, they go to what are called the secondary sources of Sharia. They will look at ijma, or what they call consensus. They will do qiyas, or reasoning by analogy. But then they go to other things. Maslaha and istihsan, public interest, equity. But one very important one they look at is what is called urf. Urf. Urf refers to people's customs, not Arab, just your own custom that doesn't conflict with the Sharia, is not creating any problem. Any part of your culture, whether it is local, indigenous, whichever tribe it belongs to, foreign, the moment it belongs to one culture and it is good, it has the stamp of validity in Sharia. And so among the qawaid of fiqh is al-ada muhakkama. That people's al-ada, people's customs, people's good customary practices and traditions are actually a source of legislation in Sharia. And we see this in the Sunnah. When the Prophet ﷺ came, he didn't change everything in Jahiliyyah. Why? Because yes, the Jahili society was ignorant about God, but not in everything. They had some good forms of business. They had some good cultural practices that Islam and the Prophet tolerated and accommodated, and some of them we now call Islamic. People were doing business even before the Prophet ﷺ came. Tijara, or buying and selling, buyu. When you hear in Islamic finance, they say musharaka, like partnership business, and mudaraba, and ijara. These were forms of business, cultural Arab business that was going on since the Jahiliyyah period. But they were good. They were beneficial. And the Prophet did it. And because when we say sunnah, sunnah refers to what the Prophet did, what he approved of, or what he said. Since the Prophet approved of it, we call it sunnah. But its origin is not Quran and sunnah. Its origin is even from the urf, but which was good in Jahiliyyah society. Part of the urf of Jahiliyyah society when they came to fight was our army will stay on this side, another army will stay on the other side. We will send our top fighters, 3 of them for example, and you send your top 3. They will do their showdown. After that, then everybody comes and fights. That was a Jahiliyyah urf. After Islam, the Prophet ﷺ still respected that urf. Why? Because it didn't contradict the Sharia. But we find the Prophet not only accepting Arab urf, when Muslims were in difficulty, when they realized that the army of Quraysh had developed alliances, confederates, ahzab, and they wanted to come and obliterate and eliminate Medina. When you see an army coming on up to about 20,000 and you, the men in your city, fighters, you are not more than around 3,000, what is your hope? What do you do? And the Prophet was discussing this with his companions. This is a big problem. Then a Sahabi who came from another urf, another culture, Salman al-Farisi, he was a Persian. He said, in our own culture, we have a strategy.